Welcome, I'm the Kaiju no Kami, here with
Erica Kane.
And we are interviewing
Erica Lindbeck.
And then for those who might not know who you are, what have you done?
I wanted to say I was Jean Valjean. I'm not going to do it. Well, I just did it. But I do voiceover. I'm an actor. I'm probably best known for voicing Futaba Sakura in Persona 5, Celica in the Fire Emblem series, Kaori Mizuno in Your Lie in April, Talia and Zoe in League of Legends, Mordred in Fate Apocrypha, and Magilu in Tales of Berseria. There's more. I need to keep a list with me. I should keep a list with me.
You just don't know everything you did off the top of your head?
No, weirdly enough. No.
Those are awesome highlights, though, because you've done so many diverse characters.
I've been really, really lucky in that respect.
Futaba, which is actually one of my favorite characters from Persona 5.
Cool. I'm glad you enjoyed her.
And then Your Lie in April. That character just...
It ripped your heart out?
Yeah, it made me cry the entire time. It's so hard to watch. So, I know you're a big fan of anime in general.
Totally,
You've done so much cosplay. You mentioned your favorite...
I've done a fair amount of cosplay. I'd say like 5 or 6 cosplays, yeah.
And then My Valentine, which is one of his favorite characters from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
I go with the Japanese names. So.
Yeah, no worries.
So it's so awesome that you have such an interest in the fandom on both sides of the chain.
Yeah.
So what got you, I know you've been asked this question, but for any kids that are interested, what got you into wanting to do the voice acting after having been a fan?
It was so weird. I don't want to say that I fell into it because I'm like an overly trained actor. I mean, I've been doing musical theater and drama since I was like 10 or 12.
Oh wow.
It's pretty much it was my only interest. So I did that, and then I ended up going to UCLA for theater, to major in theater in their Bachelor of Arts program at TFT. But throughout that time, I'd always watched anime. I didn't even realize it was anime when I was watching it. When I was young, I was a Toonami kid. I'd come home and watch Sailor Moon, and DBZ, the fights were a little too long for me. Don't tell Chris Sabat that. He's so angry at me. I love you, Chris. But the fights were a little bit too long for me, and like they couldn't keep my attention. And then I got Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember the day I discovered Yu-Gi-Oh! I was like, oh, it's like darker Pokemon. Oh my gosh, like I loved it.
With Egyptian mythology.
Yeah, exactly. It's really cool. It's really interesting. And then I kind of fell off the anime wagon for a few years, and then when I was in high school, I started discovering I discovered Naruto, actually courtesy of my aunt and uncle and little cousins. They watched Naruto together as a family. And I thought it was so dumb. I was like, what is this? And I remember my family's from North Carolina. I remember the night that everyone had gone to bed and my aunt was up and she was watching Naruto. It was on Toonami, and it was during the Chunin exams. It was the episode where Ino and Sakura fight each other and they both knock each other out, and Asuma and Kakashi like end up picking them up and being like, all right, they tapped out, like let's get them out of here. And I was like, what is this? And my Aunt Holly was like, oh, it's Naruto. Like, you should try to watch it. And I was like, okay. So I watched it, and I immediately enamored. I remember on Fridays, I could talk about this forever. Ugh. On Fridays, I would, it was during the time when Netflix, we didn't have like instant watch on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. So
my mom would let me order like one Naruto DVD every week. And so I wouldn't hang out with my friends on Friday. I would be like, my friend would always joke because I'd go, no, I can come over to your house, but I have to go home first because my Naruto Netflix DVD is here and I have to watch it, because I was so obsessed with it.
That's me and Sailor Moon. So
yeah, totally. And then I got really into like Hellsing, and I'm into a lot of anime, but yeah, none of it's super current. Besides, I'd say maybe Yuri on Ice is the most current one that I've watched that I really enjoyed.
Disembodied voice here. I'm the reason why she watched it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I thought it was just going to be a simple sports anime, but it's so much more.
It's called Yuri, but it's a yaoi. I don't get it.
So, for musical theater, just because I'm actually a big music geek.
Oh, cool.
What kind of parts did you do? Did you do like Oklahoma or West Side Story?
Okay. Oh man, it's been so long. I can't even remember. I remember one of my most fun parts in a musical was I played Moonface Martin in Anything Goes.
Really?
So yeah, my drama teacher wanted to cast me as Reno Sweeney, but we didn't have a lot of strong men in our department. So I was like, let me audition for Moonface. Like, I want to do Moonface. I did a lot of like gender bent stuff when I was in
that's awesome.
high school. Yeah, I would play men a lot. I did it in Tartuffe, you know, the Moliere play, Tartuffe. And yeah, I was in a bunch of stuff. I was the evil stepmother in Into the Woods. I was in, oh man, man. I played Katie Heron in a musical version of Mean Girls.
Really?
At UCLA.
Oh,
it was
awesome.
student produced. But yeah, I was Katie Heron. I was in a bunch of stuff, oh man. But yeah, I'm pretty much, I sing as well. I'm pretty self-taught. I mean, I did do a lot of musical theater and I took chorus and things, but I'm not a highly trained singer, but I have found that my singing ability has definitely come in handy with,
that's awesome.
with VO stuff. But yeah, I did a bunch of musical theater. It's definitely what I cut my teeth on. And then I kind of honed in, and when I went to UCLA, I did specifically the acting track just because I knew that I didn't want to go the Broadway route. I'm a terrible dancer. And also I don't super, I have to be tread carefully. I'm not super into the music of musical theater. Aside from a few shows, I love the soundtrack of Les Mis, of course Hamilton, of Phantom of the Opera, Cats, like that kind of stuff. But most of it I'm not super my cup of tea. Also the lifestyle is crazy. I have a friend who was on the national tour of Cinderella understudying the Prince, and he loves the life, but I don't think I could be in a different town every night. It would be very difficult.
No, that would be challenging.
So what would you say to kids who are younger, unsure what they want to do, if they're like, well, I want to do this, but I'm not sure if I'm good enough for it? What words of advice would you do?
I would say have confidence in yourself and train in that thing. That's what I feel like I got super sidetracked. She's like, how did you get into voiceover? Can I answer that?
Yes,
and then
please.
answer? Okay, good. I'm sorry. I got super sidetracked by my weeb roots when I was 14 watching Naruto. I got into voiceover because I obviously was majoring in theater at UCLA. I was in Los Angeles, and I was training for film and television and all that because that was kind of the track I wanted to do. But at the same time, I was also still watching a lot of anime, and I had my friend Lauren, and we'd go to conventions together and cosplay. She was a costume major, so she made most of my costumes. She was great. I did the little things here and there, but I'm a huge fan of Hellsing, and Crispin Freeman voices Alucard, and he taught classes in LA. So when I was a sophomore in college, I took the class pretty much just because I wanted to meet Crispin Freeman.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I was training in theater, but I don't know why, I just didn't put two and two together. I did not. I was like, oh, I'll just go, it'll be fine. And I went, and I ended up liking it, and I'm a competitive person, so I went, I want to get good at this. I want to get good at this. Also, I play a lot of video games. That's another thing. Oh, sure. It really was a perfect storm. I can't believe I didn't think of it. Because I understand the worlds of all of these things. I watch a ton of anime, I play a bunch of games, I get it. So I was perfectly primed to do voiceover in these things because I understand them, I think it really helps having an understanding of what you're doing, when you're doing it.
Oh, absolutely.
So I went and took his class, and I took another class, and I took another class, and then my senior year of college, UCLA brings in a bunch of industry professionals. We had, I think, Annette Bening came in, she's an incredible actress. We had a bunch of actors come in, but they randomly had a bunch of voiceover people come in. Fred Tatasciore, who voices Soldier 76 in Overwatch, and also the Incredible, he voices the Hulk and a million other characters. He came in, he was an alumni of my program.
Oh, wow.
And so he came in and talked to us, and then this other guy named Motion Melvin, that's his name, came in. He does a bunch of radio stuff. That's another aspect of voiceover that I think is rarely talked about. He just does radio, they're like K99X, blah, 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 like that kind of stuff. He does that all day, every day. And he came in, and then this guy named Richard Tatum came in, who is in everything but just never talks about any of it. He's not really big on the social media sphere. But he came in and he had a little setup, and he was like, hey, so I'm gonna give you some sides, and we're gonna read them and see how you guys do or whatever. And everyone's like, oh, Erica's gonna love this. She plays tons of video games, blah blah. And so I took it upon myself after that class to reach out to him. I found his website. I reached out to him, and I was still on my parents' dime, so I figured, why don't I make some demos? That's basically the headshot of voiceover. You make a commercial demo and an animation demo. So I had him make them for me, and he, at the end of the year, I was about to start submitting my packets out to agents, on-camera agents, and I thought, oh, well, why don't I try to do voiceover agents too? And Richard, in a life-changing decision, decided to walk me into his agency.
Oh,
he
wow.
offered to walk me into his agency, which happens to be one of the top voiceover agencies bi-coastally. And they sat me down and they said, okay, you have no credits, you're not in SAG-AFTRA, we'll give you 6 months, we'll probably drop you, but we'll let you know what you need to work on, it'll be a good experience for you.
Yeah.
I was grateful. Are you kidding me? In that town, I was like, great, perfect. And then 8 months in, I hadn't booked anything. I was booking anime. I did book anime start booking anime a few months out of college, but that was separate from my agent because it's sort of the agencies usually don't audition anime. It's usually studio specific, like Bang Zoom or Studiopolis or whatever. But I had taken a few classes at Bang Zoom and they were starting to cast me in things. But 8 months in, I hadn't booked anything with my agent, and I think there were rumblings of like, maybe we should just let her go. But a couple of the agents there were like, no, but her game reads are really good, like can we just keep her for a little bit longer, you know? And within a week, after like 8.5 months, I booked like, I think I booked an infomercial and like a big game, and then a few months later I booked the voice of Barbie. And so they were like, we can keep her. They were like, maybe we should keep her. So yeah, that's kind of that's the short of how that happened.
Oh, that's brilliant though.
But as far as somebody who wants to do something, I would say, do what it takes for you to be confident in that thing. You know, look at the people that are good at that thing. And I think imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Get the training. As far as voiceover, people go, oh, you know, what should I do? Get acting training. Nobody ever told me, you have a really interesting voice, you should do voiceover. Never in a million years. I work because I'm a good actor. I feel comfortable saying that because it's all I've ever done.
Well, and not just looking at your credits, but just looking at your personality, just how you've interacted with the fans during your panel yesterday.
Your passion.
Your passion is there.
You mean my screaming? I scream at people, yeah.
Passion, I think, is a nicer term. But no, you really, you care about what you do, not only as an actor, but you care about how people interpret what you do. At least from my presentation.
I agree with that.
It's so invaluable. And that's why I really appreciate it. And that's why when I was looking at your Twitter, I was like, she is the type of person I would hang out with.
Oh,
so that's what I really enjoy.
I try to put that across because I generally just feel uncomfortable being put on a pedestal.
Exactly.
And I think that people need to understand that, like, we're just people.
Exactly.
Also, I'm super nerdy too. Like, I love this stuff. Actually, but important to note, what I am in does not dictate what I am a fan of.
Sure.
I am a huge fan of things that I'm not in. I'm not in anything to do with Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm a huge fan of Hellsing. I'm obviously not in that. I'm not in Psychopaths, and I love I love things that I'm not in. Or Yuri on Ice or whatever. Like, I think I've grown to love shows that I've been in. The only show that I booked that I was super excited about because I was a big fan of was Fate Apocrypha. That was the big one because I'm a huge Fate fan. But I got into Fate actually years ago when I did like 4 lines in Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, but the things that I'm a fan of have nothing to do with, they're very separate things. My fandom is very different than my work.
I've been told every day I need to watch Fate, everything.
It's great.
Just trying to get
Fate
there.
is great. Fate rhymes with great. You should watch it.
Yeah, it's amazing because it shows kids that you can be a fan of something and get a job.
I think as long as you're respectful and you don't approach it from the like, oh, like, it's a delicate thing, I think.
Exactly.
It's a delicate thing. It's funny though, exactly, sorry, it's early. My fandom is also different from my work in that I never looked at it as, I'm a fan of this, I want to do it. It was more like, I'm an actor, this looks like a cool thing to do. Like, that's very much how I mentally put it to myself.
Oh, that's a good way.
Yeah, I know. I've actually never. I don't think I've ever really sussed this out in words, but it was very different for me. It was never like I want to be the anime because I love anime. It was like I want to act, and I know that doing this, I can play so many different characters. I feel like I'm very much as much as I don't want to admit it, I'm very much a character actor. Like there's a part of me that is just a character actor straight through and through, and I feel like anime and video games and animation lends itself to that kind of work. So.
And that's a good way of viewing it for anything, is if you have such an interest in it, you can really turn it into what you want.
Yeah, exactly. You can mold it to, find what you're good at and figure out how to get paid for it. That's
exactly.
Really,
that's a great
motto, yeah.
So I know we're probably coming close to the end, so on her Twitter page, just if you can look up Erica Lindbeck, the one thing she has is goat yoga, which I didn't believe existed.
It's the most LA thing I've ever done.
So what is goat yoga other than having a goat stand on your back?
You go. I hate yoga. First of all, I don't like yoga. I'm a weightlifter. I lift I deadlift kettlebells and stuff. That's all I do when I go to the gym. I hate cardio. The best cardio I do is going hiking with Stephanie Shea. We go hiking with her dog Ikudo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think you posted pictures
yeah,
of that too.
Yeah. But goat yoga was, I only did it once, but now all my friends want to do it. You pay like $30 and it goes to a good cause, of course.
Sure.
They rent out a studio and there are 2 baby goats and you do yoga and the goats jump on you. That's literally what it is.
It looks so adorable.
It is. They are adorable. And they eat and they pooped on a girl. But they're little, okay, this is gross, but they're little pellets. They just bounce off. Like they're not.
Oh, like rabbits in a way.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so weird. I was so surprised. I witnessed it happening. I witnessed the goat poop. This is a great ending note for this.
It is a great ending note. But I found it fascinating because it's just something different that you can never hear.
I think it's you gotta get out and do stuff, man. Life's too short.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't just, stay in playing Persona 5 all day. That would be crazy, right?
Oh, yeah. I spent way too many days doing it.
I'm 60 hours in. I had to take a break.
Same here.
I had to.
I actually finished Futaba's Palace, and then I had to take a break.
Me too. That's why I took a break. Here. That's so funny. Yeah.
But I really do appreciate the time just chatting with you today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you, and so this is everything, and actually before we go, any other social media you want to highlight?
I'm pretty much only on Twitter. I mean, I'm on Instagram too, but it's all just Erica Lindbeck. I'm pretty easy to find. I'm a meme lord, so if you don't like those things, then don't follow me. It's bad. I'm pretty much just posting about things I'm a fan of. It's very little. An announcement here or there, once a year.
Well, thank you so much. Until next time, bye.